When I was a rebellious kid in Aquila City, I got into a brawl with a piece of shit from the United Colonies and was stabbed between the ribs. I didn't realize it until everyone scattered, and I felt the liquid heat of gushing blood down my side. I never even saw the guy pull the knife. How could I have been stabbed and not even realize it? The doctor said the knife point came within an inch of my heart. I remember this story now as I approach this mission. I am the knife that the Crimson Fleet doesn't see coming. But I have to play my part perfectly. Have to be cleverer than my enemy. Have to act tough. Have to be ruthless. And in order to succeed, I needed to dirty up my image a little. So I had some work done at Enhance. Nothing says desperate drug addict more than a face tattoo. And nothing is as edgy as red eyeliner. And of course, who doesn't want a fake scar down their eye? And the piercings? I kinda like them. Maybe they're here to stay. Grandpa G, of course, would have beaten me senseless if he saw me like this. But I hope he knows, wherever he is, that I'm doing this for him. Got a new spacesuit, too. Red and black. Guess these are my new colors for a while. Think I'll blend in just fine. Hopefully, anyway. The Crimson Fleet is nothing to be trifled with. Not many folks out there brave enough to fuck with them. If this goes poorly, well, I could end up strung up and tortured, made into an example for the entire galaxy to see. Or worse, end up dead. Where is the line between bravery and stupidity? Where is the line between vengeance and justice? When does one become the other? I might have been strong-armed into this mission by the UC, but the truth is, I want to do this. The Crimson Fleet deserves a knife to the heart. But maybe I'm blinded by my vengeance. Maybe I'm getting in over my head for the wrong reasons. I might have supernatural abilities, but I can still die like the rest of them. And it's not just me I have to think about. Sam is tagging along, which means Cora is with us. While I do think she's better off with us rather than her mother, we're not here on Constellation business, and this could get bloody. I don't want my friend's kid getting caught in the crossfire, but I suppose it's Sam's decision, not mine.
If you're here to buy or sell, you might want to talk to Octai. I'm busy.
Actually, I was hoping to talk to you. But who is Octai?
Octai Enbayar. He's the head of our Sidonia branch. If you want to do some trading, he's the one you need to be talking to. I'm busy.
Yeah, so you said. Listen, I'm looking to unload some sensitive equipment. Maybe you can help.
And by sensitive, I'm guessing you mean something you don't want UC security sticking their noses into. I can probably help you with that. What have you got for me?
Here. Take a look for yourself. What do you think?
Aurora, huh? Nice. A little too hot to handle, though. What else you got?
The Trade Authority turning down contraband. Well, if that doesn't take the cake. Or not take the cake.
Listen, I heard you had a reputation. A lot of people say good things about you. They're not wrong, are they?
No, they're right. What they didn't tell you is that I have a self-preservation streak 1 kilometer wide. Of course, if there's a finder's fee you're offering, I might, well, bend the rules a little bit.
Okay. Have it your way. Here, 1,000 credits. Think this will be enough to satisfy you, won't it? Shit. Damn it.
A little short on cash there? I guess you'll have to look somewhere else for help. Or come back with the finder's fee.
I'm up for a little adventure.
I'm not. Fuck. I'm gonna have to hawk something. Spent all my money on that damn starship.
Hey, you looking for anything in particular?
Yeah, hey there.
Hey, welcome to the Sidonia Trade Authority.
Yeah, so here you guys deal in illicit goods. Heard all kinds of crazy things.
Man, sorry, I can't really say that. Really, they told me not to say anything like that because rumors, you know? All I know is that we're running a business here, and I was told to take in all trades and sell whatever we've got. And listen, I'm not gonna worry about anything other than that.
Hey, I get it. Listen, I'm a few creds short, but I have some med packs I can hawk. What do you say?
Cool. That's what we do here.
Here you go. Perfect. That'll do me. Bet you see some strange shit come through here, huh?
Yo! This dude came in once trying to sell this whack-looking fish or something. It was still alive. He had it in this big plastic bag full of water and everything. Good size, too. I was trying to tell him I didn't know if we took in things like that, but then my boss came over and told me we absolutely did. And I had to process the sale and store the thing. Man, what a pain in the ass that was. Even weirder, someone came in and bought it like right away. The hell's that about, right?
Yeah. Anyway, thanks.
Come back anytime.
Okay, let's make this deal, Sam. Alright, Saoirse.
You bring me that finder's fee? Or are you here to waste my time again?
I got it right here. Here you go.
You know, it's funny. Suddenly, I do remember someone who might be able to unload that stuff for you.
My faith in the seedy underbelly of the settled systems is restored.
There's a buddy of mine who runs with the Crimson Fleet. Goes by the name Adler Kemp. If he isn't passed out, you can find him killing the rest of his brain cells at the Broken Spear. Oh, and it's been a pleasure doing business with you.
Yeah. I wasn't used to this. Backroom bullshit deals with scumbags and lowlives. Not that I was judging or anything. I grew up breaking and entering in Aquila City. As I once said, I was a lot to handle as a kid. Wasn't until I went to go live with Grandpa G that I straightened out. Or rather, he straightened me out. A beating here and there, plus a little hard work, and I was cured. The last time I was here was with Sarah. Wonder what she would have thought about all this. So, where was this Crimson Fleet contact? Maybe this guy.
Unless you're here to serve me another drink, you can turn around and walk away.
Here, take a look at this. Saoirse sent me. Said you could help.
Hey, why don't you say that a little louder? I don't think every single UC guard in Sidonia heard you. Okay. Yeah, I think we can help you with this. If you've got a whole shipment of this stuff, you're going to need to move it fast. But you're going to have to do something for us first.
We? Us? Hey, I thought I was dealing with you. Saoirse said I could trust you. She didn't mention anyone else.
You're a clever one, aren't you? Let's just say I have a certain influential affiliation. And leave it at that. Basically, you want that Aurora moved, I'm your guy.
Alright, you say you're my guy, then you're my guy. Let's get to it then.
Right down to business! And no small talk. I like it.
This whole thing's giving me the worst sort of deja vu.
If you want me to move that shipment for your pal here, you're going to do whatever the hell I want. You got that? Now listen up, because I'm not going to repeat myself. I need you to deal with a miner who's racked up a bunch of debt. He probably spent it all on booze, not that I blame him. Either way, I want that money back.
Alright, I got you. And how loud do you want this to be exactly?
What do I need to do here? Write you an instruction manual? You can do this loud, you can do this quiet. I don't care. I just want my goddamn money, and I want this guy to remember who he screwed over.
Trust me, I'll get it done. It's not the first time I've gotten my hands dirty, okay?
Perfect. His name's Carl Fielding. I think you'll find him wandering around the Deimos miners' quarters. Don't worry, you can't miss him. Just look for the most miserable-looking guy in the entire place.
The most miserable-looking guy in the entire place. Got some ladies in here, but no fellas. Aha. Howdy there.
Something I can help you with?
You owe Adler Kemp credits. I'm here to collect. Where's the money, Carl?
Adler Kemp. Who the heck is that?
Adler is very serious about this debt that you owe. Don't play coy with me. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Adler, you said? Nope. I think you have me mixed up with someone else.
You sure about that?
Look, I'm tired. It's been a long day in the mines. I just want to go home, wash off the dust, and relax. This has been fun, though. Whatever.
I see. Okay, well, then I'm assuming your family can afford a coffin. Or maybe you're a cremation kind of guy. Prefer cremation myself.
Hey now. Take it easy there. Let me think about that person you mentioned. Adler, was it? Oh, wait. You mean that Adler? Yeah, sorry. I thought you were talking about someone else. I told him I'd pay up next week when Deimos cuts our next profit share check. I'll even bring it to him personally. Sound good? Yeah?
Something tells me he's not going to be satisfied with that answer. Come on, friend. You know that Adler is not easy to please.
Well, I mean, he doesn't really have a choice. Look, I haven't got a single credit to spare right now. Okay? You can't squeeze blood from a stone. You know? Right?
It's funny how whenever someone's there to collect the debt, everyone's as poor as a list dirt farmer.
Isn't it funny how that works? Carl, why are you so hard up for credits? Come on, tell me the truth.
I'm a miner for Deimos. It's not what I was hoping for out of life. But here I am. Yeah, it's a lousy company. It pays me a salary. But I depend on the profit-sharing bonuses to keep food on the table for my family.
Deimos pays shit, I know. But Adler thinks you spend what little money you have on booze. Now why would he think that, huh?
Hey, now wait a second. Just because things are tough, and I might be spending my afternoons at the spear, it doesn't mean I don't care about my family. Adler doesn't get to judge me. No, he's just a low-life pirate who thinks he can push everyone around.
Maybe so, Carl. But Adler is getting tired of your games. And frankly, so am I.
What games? Why are you doing this to me? I don't have the money.
Carl, Adler knows you have a family. You're not thinking straight on this. You're thinking only about yourself. You need to pay up.
What? Oh my god. He might come after them? Because of me? I hadn't even thought of the possibility. Please, tell Adler I'm sorry for trying to wiggle out of the debt. I didn't have much of a choice.
Sorry about all this, Carl. But good luck to you. I really mean it. Playing the bad guy didn't come easy to me. Yet Carl was to blame as well. You keep nasty bedfellows. Can't be surprised when your balls start to itch.
Have something for me?
Sure enough, I do. Got your credits right here, and the full amount, too.
There, would you look at that? I knew that bum was holding out on me. He going to be a problem anymore? Or did he get the message?
Oh, I think he got the message. Took some convincing, though.
Nice. You're kind of a natural at this. Leaning on deadbeats comes easy to you. I like that. You know, if you like this kind of work, I can get you more. A lot more. You think you can handle running with my, associates?
And who exactly are your associates? You guys a bunch of spacers or something?
If you haven't figured that out by now, then maybe you aren't cut out for our line of work.
Was just teasing you, okay? Calm down. Of course I'm interested.
I'm interested? Come on. You're not shopping for real estate here. I'm offering you a crack at some real money. So can you handle it or what?
I can handle it. Trust me on that. The real question is, do you think they can handle me?
That's what I'm talking about. I like your style. All right. I'll call ahead and get a hold of Nevamora. She's second to the big boss himself. Head out to Europa. You'll find her there. I suggest you listen to whatever she has to say. Oh, and I've taken care of that Aurora shipment for you too. Don't spend all that cash in one place.
Sure won't. But I had some more questions if you don't mind.
Yeah? What do you want now?
I want to know more about Nevamora. What can you tell me?
You want to know about Neva, huh? Okay, let me think. You ever heard of the galactic cannibalism phenomenon? No. See, that's when two galaxies collide, and the bigger one basically swallows the smaller one. Then the bigger one just moves on. It keeps getting bigger and angrier and roams through space looking for other galaxies to absorb. Nevamora is 10 times worse than that. Don't mess with her. Don't give her any bullshit. Don't try and rip her off. And whatever you do, you better not betray her, or she will absolutely swallow you whole, and there won't be an atom left. Other than that, she's all right.
So far, so good. The first leg of the mission was going well. We have the coordinates for a rendezvous with Nevamora above Europa. And evidently, she's not one to fuck with. Second to the big boss himself. Sounds like someone I need to get in real good with. If she is second in command of the Crimson Fleet, then she is a bridge. If I could worm my way into her pocket, maybe she'd show me a few things. Maybe open a few doors for me. This was my big chance to get in with the fleet. If I fucked this up and failed to join, then who knows what the UC would do to me. Commander Ikonde wouldn't hesitate to throw a free star like myself under the bus. Probably force me to serve jail time for my crimes against Petrov. Again, this mission was penance for my fuck-up. I blasted Petrov just to get my hands on an artifact. If this ain't a lesson on greed, then I don't know what it is. Okay. Slide in here. Shake off some of this red dirt. Initiating takeoff procedures. Sam, stand by.
We have lift.
You're good enough to join our crew.
Nice to meet you, Neva. I'm Nolan. And Adler would be telling the truth, because I am damn ready to join.
You betting your life on that? Because the only way out of our organization is with a warhead up your grab drive. So, before I put you to work, let's get everything out in the open. I don't know if Adler mentioned it, and for his sake, I hope he hasn't. But you aren't about to sign up with any average pirate crew. You're signing up with the Crimson Fleet. That's if you get through this little task I have planned for you. There's a medical supply ship called the Ragana, jumping into Enceladus's orbit. On board that ship, you'll find a traitor named Austin Rook. I want him dead.
We're hitting a medical supply ship? Huh. There's no loot on med ships. Don't you have a better target for me? Come on.
This job isn't about the loot. But I suppose every dog needs its scraps. Keep whatever worthless junk is on that ship. Just remember, the only thing that matters is that Rake dies.
Alright. This dog is happy with the scraps, actually. But this business with Rake, can't you hunt him down yourself? Sounds like a you problem.
There's a lesson in this. I need you to learn what'll happen if you decide to turn your back on the fleet. Consider it your glimpse into a possible, unfortunate future. So you'd better pay close attention.
Yeah, warhead up the grav drive. I get it. So what are my options for this mission? How do you want this done?
Kill Rake? That's your only option? If you want my advice, there's only one way to guarantee he dies. Turn the Ragana into space junk. Only way to be sure.
Okay. I suppose I can do all this for you. Consider it done.
It's done when Rake stops breathing. Head back here when you're finished. And don't keep me waiting for long.
You know, I've dealt with a lot of phony tough guys and trash-talking pirates in my time, and most of them aren't worth the oxygen. But I'll tell you right now, Neva, she's the real deal.
Yeah, I can tell.
So, Neva, why do you want Austin Rake dead?
Rake used to run with the fleet. Hell, I'm the one who vouched for him in the first place. Back then he had a different name and a different identity. He was a damn good earner, too. Brought in a ton of credits. Everything was fine until he wanted out. So he ran. And nobody runs away from the fleet.
Just so we're not wasting anyone's time here, how do you know that Rake is on the Ragana?
I've been tracking Rick for months. He's making it tough, not gonna lie. He changes his location and identity so often, it's costing me a small fortune just to keep tabs. But you know what? It's worth every damn cred. He's made me look like a fool in front of Delgado, and I'm gonna have his head on a pike.
Right. Well, I'm off to go get some loot. Nice meeting you. I'll be back before long.
Pilot of the Ragana. We are a simple transport ship heading to New Homestead. We do not want any trouble.
This is Captain Nolan of the Clinker. Seems like you're out of luck, Ragana. Trouble found you. You've drawn the attention of the Crimson Fleet. Power down your ship and surrender. Don't have any patience for bullshit today, and I will not ask twice.
I was afraid of that. Look, we are not built for combat. What is it you want exactly?
You said your name was Dimitri, right? I'm gonna be honest with you for a minute, Dimitri. Don't mean you any harm. I'm actually undercover for UC Sysdef. The fleet wants Rake dead. Let me board and we can talk about it in person.
Oh God, I do not know.
You should take that offer. Trust me when I say this will be easier face to face.
Well, normally I would say no, but frankly, it will be safer for us that way. All right, you can dock. We will talk then.
Approaching Ragana interior hatch. Point 15 starboard and closing. Sam, prepare boarding procedure.
Seems the tide before docked.
I am not sure what to make of you being here. If you wanted to kill us, you could have done that from your ship. If you wanted our cargo, we could have jettisoned it. I guess I should just stop talking and let you say your piece.
Apologies for the cloak and dagger, Dimitri. My name's Nolan North. Wanted to minimize risk. Don't know who's listening over comms. I revealed too much over comms as it is.
That is true. Which means you don't want somebody to know what you are really up to. Now, do you mind telling us what this is all about?
Seems like you're risking a lot to protect this guy. As I understand it, he's a pirate deserter. Ran with the Crimson Fleet. Did some fucked up shit. You're risking a lot for him.
I will not murder a man in cold blood. You will have to kill us all first.
As I said, the fleet want Rake dead, but I want to resolve this without violence if I can. Would you be willing to hand him over?
You really do not know which one of us is Rake, do you? And you do not seem to care either, which makes me think you really want to save him. Okay, I have idea. We can strike his name from Manifest, make it so he was never on board. Then, when we dock, we will leave him on this ship and deliver him to another port.
No. Deliver him to Sistef. If the fleet find out about this deal, we're all exposed and none of this works. A random spaceport won't do. It has to be Sistef.
That is fair. We do not want any part of the fleet. Is that all right with you, Austin?
Do I have a choice?
It does not appear you do. Well then, it is agreed. You go back to your ship and we will make sure Rake was never on ours. And in case any of your handlers get suspicious, here. We had an extra crate of supplies loaded, in case one got damaged. This should be proof you were not here to bargain.
Alright, suppose it could work.
Thank you for letting us go.
You were never in danger, ma'am. Don't worry.
Be careful around the fleet. They talk about family, but it's just a bunch of crap.
Yeah, thanks for the advice.
So now what? They're gonna put me in a Sistef prison? I'm not saying it's worse than death, but it's pretty damn close.
Sure.
I thought we were dead. I can't believe it.
We will make sure Rake's name is taken off the manifest. And I hope you do not take this the wrong way, but I hope our paths never cross again.
Understood, Dimitri. Sorry about all this.
This unpleasantness aside, the people of New Homestead will be grateful for these supplies.
I hope they get it, sir.
I thought we were dead. I can't believe it.
Detaching now.
Operation complete. Thrusters free.
Thrusters free, aye. Sam, I know you've been wanting to talk. We got some time here if you want. Godspeed, Regana. Y'all take care of yourselves out there. Gonna drop down, Sam.
Thanks for grabbing me. Cora wanted something and I was hoping you could humor her. For me.
Something's wrong with Mom.
You just figuring this out?
No. She's in trouble. It's been too long since she's written me.
Wait, you read each other?
Focus. We need to find Mom. You believe me, right?
Cora, how do you know she's in trouble? Maybe she's just busy.
We were reading the Count of Monte Cristo together, and she hasn't gotten back to me. She's a slow reader, but it's been too long, even for her. She always sends a message when she's finished, but I haven't heard anything.
Cora, I'm sure she's just fine. She's a busy lady with an important job.
No.
Listen, trust me, Lillian Hart is not in trouble. She eradicates trouble. That's her thing.
This is not normal.
I don't even know where she's stationed, Gumdrop.
Dad. She's on Neon.
I know this is a whopper of a favor to ask, but there will be no end to this until we see Lillian and clear this all up.
It's bad timing, Sam. We need to rendezvous with Neva. But Cora, I think, is right. Could be something up.
Yeah, you too. Listen, I will not forget you doing this for me. Cora's just worried. Don't even get me started about the time she thought ghosts were in the reactor core.
I was 5, Dad. 5.
Lillian will be at the Ranger outpost on Neon. That's Jalen, Price's office. So, if she's out, he should be able to help. It should be easy. Cora sees Lillian, everything will be back to normal.
Cora's concerns about her mother would have to wait. Neva was expecting us. But as soon as we arrived, we found Ecliptic attacking Neva, and she was far outnumbered.
That's 3 hostiles on the scopes.
So this collection fund there,
Sam, Cora, clear the comms, please.
Where to run now? Grab time out. target's grav drive is down. Grav drive out of commission.
They ain't jumping away today.
That was a pretty shot at their grav drive.
Target's moving out of range. Intercepting closer target.
Target shields are no more. Enemy grav drive out.
Target is toast. One target left.
Had enough?
They're hanging by a thread. And... fuck. Almost got him. Almost got him. Eat shit. Nice flying with you, Estrella.
Thanks for the help with the Ecliptic. I had it under control, but it definitely went faster after you jumped into the fight. Now tell me about the Ragana. Give me some good news, then we can go celebrate.
First, tell me what's going on with Ecliptic. What the fuck are they doing here? You got a bounty on you?
You know what? I have no idea, and it's frustrating the hell out of me. I suppose I could have pissed off someone I screwed over in the past, but there's been so many, I've lost count.
Fair enough. Well, we ran into some complications. Figured I'd be honest with you about it.
I don't like complications, and neither does my boss. What the hell happened?
I searched the ship, top to bottom. Austin Rake wasn't aboard. The captain and the crew hadn't ever heard of him, but they had some good loot on him at least. Sure your intel was good?
Bullshit. My source was rock solid. You, though? I'm starting to doubt. Your story stinks worse than Adler Kemp. And that son of a bitch probably hasn't showered in a month. So choose your next words very carefully. What really happened out there?
Fine. You really want to know the truth? I'll tell you. I saw an opportunity. An opportunity to make money with no risk. So I made them unload their cargo. My pockets were empty. Now they ain't.
Not your call. You let your greed get the better of you, and now Austin Rake slipped away. The fleet needs to be able to trust that you can follow orders. My orders. That being said, you saved my ass with Ecliptic. And decent pilots are tough to find these days. So I'm gonna let this one slide. But guess what? It's gonna cost you extra. Jettison those supplies I know you grabbed from the Ragana. I was gonna let you keep them. But now, they're mine. Consider it payment for the hit I'll have to put on Austin Rake. And more importantly, for wasting my time.
Fine. Fair is fair. Sending supplies now. Enjoy.
Now you see how it works. I give an order, and you follow it. Remember that. Anyway, you wanted into the Crimson Fleet? Well, you're in. Yep, it's that simple. Hope this business with Rake's taught you something. Because I'm about to stick my neck out and vouch for you. If you screw up, and I wind up looking like an asshole, I'm gonna send someone after you. We clear?
Message received, loud and clear. Want you to know, this is the best decision you've ever made. You won't regret it.
Yeah? Last person who said that was Rake. So you've already dug yourself a hole about 6 feet deep. And now that you know the deal, it's time to see what you signed up for. I'm gonna upload the coordinates for our headquarters in the Crick system. Spacers call it the key, the fleet calls it home. Head out there as soon as you can. Don't keep me waiting long.
That wasn't exactly an easy initiation, but at least they trust us.
Vessel ID acknowledged. Port 1 cleared for docking. Welcome home to the Vigilance.
10-4 Vigilance, approaching Port 1. Swinging about.
100%. Good to go, Cap.
Roger. Powering down.
I had a friend on the Regana. I hope I'll be able to see him next time we're on shore leave.
You will. Everyone made it out alive. Every time I was in this ship, I wondered how many ships like this Grandpa G shot down in the war. I wondered if working for the UC was an insult to his memory, even if it was just temporary.
Wherever the Crimson Fleet go, we'll follow.
When I was first brought into the ship, they looked at me with loathing.
First mission in the books and no casualties. Good work.
But now there is a glint of approval in their eyes.
At ease, soldier. We got the message from the Regana about Austin Rick. We had him dropped off at a separate port, off the books. Suffice to say, he's got a lot to answer for.
Seems like he's got a lot of experience with them. He said it's dog eat dog in the fleet. I'm sure he'd be willing to give up some information.
That's something we're looking into, but it doesn't seem like he knows much. He might be better served as bait. For now, we'll keep him in the brig. Perhaps you could pay him a visit there sometime. I'm sure he'd be pleased to see you.
I'm sure I'm his favorite person right now. Just glad that he surrendered. Seemed like honest, hardworking folk on that ship. Just glad everything went smoothly and no one got hurt.
That's a smart line to follow. Part of this role you're playing means having to make hard choices. Just remember not to lose yourself in the part.
I hate to say it. Sometimes folks gotta die. But this was not one of those situations.
Oh, one more thing before we move on. For transparency's sake, you should know we were the ones that hired Ecliptic to attack Neva's ship.
Ah.
There was concern after what happened with the Regana that you might have trouble earning Neva's trust. Coming to her rescue ensured that would not be a problem.
Smart. I would think that Ecliptic and the Crimson Fleet were buddies, though.
They are mercenaries for hire. If they are paid enough money, Ecliptic would attack the Vigilance. It wasn't terribly difficult to convince them to attack an isolated Crimson Fleet ship. Just expensive.
Well, the gambit did pay off. Earning Neva's trust ended up being a little bit harder than I realized. But swooping into her rescue went a long way.
Ah, so I take it you have good news. Were you able to join the fleet?
Yeah, but it was a damn miracle that it worked. Neva's smart and distrustful. Almost didn't go my way.
No miracle. Just calculated and careful planning, courtesy of UC SysDev. You should learn to be more confident in our abilities, and your own. Now it's time for the next phase of the mission.
Our intel on Saoirse was correct. After we received reports on your interaction with Adler Kemp, we picked up on your rendezvous with Neva Mora.
Our files indicate she's second in command, so getting on her good side will ensure you get into the Crimson Fleet.
Adler told me some things about her. She seems volatile and dangerous. What do you know about her?
The woman has a record that could stretch across Sol and back. She started young as one of Neon's street rats, and worked her way up to second in command. She's a force to be reckoned with, so don't underestimate her.
Certainly won't do that, but I do think I've established some sort of trust. I'm almost certain she don't suspect a thing.
That's where you're wrong. You can believe in honor among thieves, but I'd venture they suspect everyone until proven otherwise. You just need to make sure you allay any suspicions they have, staying within the proper moral boundaries, of course. Do what you have to, but not what you can't do.
The Crimson Fleet has yet to leave us enough hard evidence to build a solid case against them. Be careful not to underestimate their intelligence.
So what's next for you on Neva's agenda?
Well, I have some personal things I need to sort out first, but hopefully it won't take too long. Then she gave me the coordinates to a place called The Key, assuming it's their headquarters.
Where you'll meet Delgado, no doubt.
Delgado is the leader of the Crimson Fleet. I have a profile here with some information on his background. You'll want to know the individual cadences of every member of the fleet, but Delgado's most of all.
Ugh, no one said there was gonna be homework.
I assure you, there is only information that is pertinent to the mission. Our dossiers are designed to be succinct. In any case, now that you're with the fleet, you'll be operating independently. We will shadow you eventually, but we'll need to maintain our distance for now, especially while you're on the key. This will also give us time to bolster our defenses, should we need to engage with the fleet in the future.
Sir, on that note, shall we begin implementing the upgrade to our shields?
Immediately, Lieutenant. Notify the engineers and relay the information to the crew. I hope your entry into the fleet has overcome any doubts you may have had regarding your mission. It certainly increased my estimates on success. Keep up the good work. We'll expect further reports. Dismissed.
Things are progressing rather quickly. I'm sure the commander is pleased.
His happiness is my highest priority. So, why do they call it the Crick system?
The system was originally called Alpha Ophiuchi, until a flag was planted there by Jasper Crix, the founder of the Crimson Fleet. Since it was crucial that space travelers avoided that system, navigators marked it as Crix on star maps as a warning. They could have just as easily labeled it Crimson Fleet, so I'm guessing the pirates themselves were responsible for spreading their leader's name. Over the years, people forgot the system's original designation and started calling it the Crix system. It's been that way ever since.
What other resources do you have that I can look at regarding the Crimson Fleet? Any slates or stored data? Anything useful?
Sure. We have a database of profiles you can read, which should help you ingratiate yourself with the group. However, the profiles are a guide, not gospel. Use what you can, fill in the blanks, and play off that. I imagine when you're done, you'll be able to generate far more accurate profiles than what we have in our system.
Maybe. We'll see. Hey, so what was that about the Vigilance upgrading its shields?
How's the training coming along?
That's right. It's something we've requested a while ago, in preparation for a future conflict with the fleet. Once we finalize everything and run a few tests, we'll have the defenses needed for a jump to the Crick system when the time comes.
One last thing, actually. Why don't you just send these people to prison? Why do you want to hold them here?
2 reasons. First, Commander Akande's playing this operation extremely close to the vest. That means keeping prisoners under his own roof until this is resolved. Second, this is an undercover mission. For our safety and yours, we need to keep these prisoners out of the spotlight.
Ah, okay. Makes sense now.
Good luck on the key.
Commander, I actually have a few extra things on my mind, if it's not a bother. I don't understand why the UC can't just send a fleet to attack the key.
I've asked my superiors the same thing. But the Council is resistant to the notion that the Crimson Fleet is a serious threat. They perceive the pirates as simple opportunists and thieves, willing to betray each other the moment a better offer arrives. In actuality, I believe the fleet is a massive threat, one that's growing more and more organized as the years pass.
It does seem like they're everywhere these days. Everyone knows it, and no one's doing anything about it. Except you.
They're a menace to civilized society. They attack supply ships, terrorize systems, and kill innocents, all under a banner of greed. But it's not just that. I strongly believe that the UC has a duty to destroy the Crimson Fleet. After all, it was our fault that the Crimson Fleet was unleashed upon the settled systems in the first place.
Wait, what? Why do you say that? How is the UC responsible for the Crimson Fleet?
I'm not at liberty to explain the origin of the Crimson Fleet right now, but suffice to say, it's a massive embarrassment to the UC. All I can tell you is that the key and the planet that it's orbiting once belonged to the United Colonies, and they were lost to those pirates. The Crimson Fleet is a product of our negligence, and I aim to rectify that mistake.
Huh. Very interesting. But I'll drop it. For now, at least. I'll head to the key once my personal affairs are handled.
Report back when you're done.
Yes, sir. Will do.
I got a wager going over whether the fleet would let you in or leave you for dead. And, unless you're a zombie, I owe the ops team lunch.
Pardon?
Yeah. Okay. Before I departed the UC Vigilance, I wanted to go down into the brig and talk with Austin Rake. He is ex-Crimson Fleet after all. He might have some valuable insight for me.
Operations does good work. If any fleet are setting up outposts out there, it's only a matter of time before we take them.
So, this is the brig, huh? A lot of empty cells.
Welcome to the brig. As a member of SysDef, you may talk with the prisoners as long as you are mindful of operation security. As a personal rule, I simply ask that you adhere to UC Navy standards of cleanliness at all times. That means no mud on your boots, your hands are washed, and you are free of any contagious diseases.
Okay. I mean, why the focus on cleanliness, though?
Besides the fact that it's healthier, a sanitary brig is important for station security. In my experience, a prisoner will hide a shiv under a flake of dust if you let them. The cleaner a space is, the easier it is to spot irregularities, both inside the cell and out.
I like to keep a clean and organized ship. Actually get it from my grandpa. He'd beat me pretty good if I ever left a mess behind.
Excellent. And all that being said, I understand your mission directive might call for flexibility on my part. So if you need to be a rum-drinking, swashbuckling pirate to do your job, then I will do my best to clean up after you.
Deal. I'm hoping to fill this entire brig up with pirates. What happens if they try to escape? You prepared for that?
We have multiple turrets attached to the ceiling. If you've met Ensign Betty, she's personally calibrated them to ensure they cover the entire area. That being said, firing the turrets should be considered a last resort.
Can't imagine this place stays full. I'm sure only the worst of the worst end up in here, huh?
The cells you see here are for captured pirates and prisoners of war. If you apprehend any pirates during the course of your missions, they'll be detained here.
Yes, I'm aware of that. And how do you treat the prisoners here? I'm sure you're pretty tough on them.
That's a loaded question. We err on the side of caution here, short of any physical abuse. But with the Crimson Fleet, you have to be very careful. If you give them an inch, they'll take a parsec and find a way to stab you with it.
Yeah, I imagine so. That's why I say do what you have to do. Pirates are scum of the galaxy. They don't deserve any mercy. And I would hope you wouldn't give them any.
True. The rules for POWs technically don't apply to pirates. It's more of an ethical line we have to be mindful of. But I'll be the first to admit it's not an exact science, and we've made mistakes in the past with both the carrot and the stick. As chief officer of this brig, my worst fear is that we'll someday repeat them.
Austin Rake seemed like he was pretty eager to get out of the fleet. Hopefully he didn't give you any problems?
No, the prisoner surrendered willingly, as per the terms of your deal. This is probably the safest place for him, if the fleet want him dead. You can chat with him, if you haven't already. I'm sure he has a lot to say.
Oh, I intend to. That's why I came down here. Surprising that the commander would let me come down here and talk with him.
He's a good man, singularly focused when it comes to the fleet. But that's not to say he doesn't care about his crew. I can tell you a story as an example if you'd like to hear it.
Oh, really? Does he come down here very often? I'd be surprised if he did. He seems like a busy man.
Usually only when he has business here. But pretty much everyone passes by the brig on their way to other parts of the ship. Given he sees barely a glance of me most days, you'd think he wasn't paying attention. Hence the story, if you've got time.
Sure, I got some time to kill.
So, I'm a bit of a workaholic, and I forget to take breaks. One day, Commander Ikande passes by the brig and sees me at my desk. He takes one look at my haggard face and says, "Officer, I'm headed to the mess hall. If you're not with me in 15 minutes, your services will no longer be required on my ship." I tried to protest, but he was dead serious. So I went. We had lunch, talked about old times, and I went back to the brig, refreshed and ready to work. It's little things like that. You can see he pays attention, and that he cares about the people, not just the work.
Suppose that's nice to hear. Thanks for the story. Before I go, is there anything you need from me?
As a matter of fact, I have a favor to ask. I understand that part of your undercover work involves going to the fleet headquarters, namely, the key. While you're there, if you find anything pertaining to the history of the fleet, I'd be interested in learning about it.
The history of the fleet, huh? Okay. Well, I'm sure there's a lot we can both learn. Bet you we can find something.
I agree. Just keep in mind this is a favor and you're free to ignore it. I only ask because this is such a rare opportunity and I'd hate to pass it up.
Yeah. Well, I'll keep an eye out for you. But suppose I can't make any promises.
I appreciate it. I've actually heard rumors about there being audio logs for an interview the founder of the fleet, Jasper Crix, did on the Key. I'm interested in anything he had to say regarding his time in prison and how the prisoners were treated. If you find anything like that, bring it back here and we'll take a listen.
Alrighty, I can do that for you. What's with the fascination on the fleet history, though?
The fleet and the UC are intertwined, and I've always felt knowing that past is an important part of what we do. In life, history can be a guide, a warning, or at times, a reflection. And if you want to know which one it is, you have to stare it in the face, regardless of how ugly it is.
Huh, well said. Okay, well again, thanks for your time.
Keep the floors and your nose clean and you can stay as long as you like.
These cells are really spacious. Might be a little bit too nice in here, honestly.
I don't feel sorry for any lowlife that ends up in the brig. You reap what you sow.
Agreed. Now where is Mr. Rake? Aha, look who it is.
I guess you think I have some sad story to tell? That I met some sick orphans on New Homestead and grew a conscience? Or maybe you're the cynical type, and you think I turned a new leaf because I wanted SysDef to go easy on me. The truth is a bit more complicated than that.
Something that I've learned recently is that the truth is always complicated. And that's exactly why no one wants to hear it. Ignorance is bliss.
Exactly. But we've got time, so why don't you indulge me? You see, at my age, you know who you are. And I've always been a thief. I'd swipe a cred stick for my own mother if it had enough zeros on it. But even in a group of cred-hungry thieves, a man has to have a code. Rules.
Rules. So you mean like honor among thieves?
I do. You finish a job, it's supposed to be done. You get the rush and the relief. But in the fleet, doing the job isn't the hard part. In the fleet, you gotta worry about the guy sleeping next to you, and if he's gonna take a bigger piece of the pie. You gotta wake up the next morning and wonder why your slice is missing and the crumbs are stuck to his face.
You know, I suppose you could turn this all around, start working for SysDef. I'm sure you got some valuable intel from your time inside that they could use.
And put a bigger target on my back? As far as I'm concerned, the brig is the safest place I can be. The second you drag me into some private room, you're basically telling everyone here that I'm a rat.
I'm told that you've changed your identity a few times. Is that true?
Yeah, I've had some work done. If you got the Crimson Fleet on your back, you would too. As for the name, that was actually the hard part. You can use 100 different aliases and the system will just add them to the list. Now you can pay a guy to delete the list, but nothing's ever really gone forever. Neva probably paid the same guy to hit rewind, and here we are.
And why did you join that medical supply ship? Seems like an odd place for you.
Well, for one, they don't have much in the way of loot, but they're still important to somebody. You can't just blow up one without it showing up on SSNN, or UC captain getting a 10-inch stack of slates on his desk. But more importantly, do-gooders are predictable. The pirate code changes depending on who's reciting it. Honest folks, they have a habit of writing their rules down. Why did I join the Regana? Truth is, I just wanted a good night's sleep.
All right, Rake. Well, good luck to you. Maybe the difference between bravery and stupidity is intention. A person who runs into a burning building to grab their tablet they left behind might be stupid, but a person who runs in to rescue an elderly person is most certainly brave. I suppose it's all about knowing the risks and having the courage to do what must be done. I don't consider myself to be very brave. I'm just a man of principle who thinks pirates should hang. But learning that Ikande sent those mercs to attack Neva's ship was a bit surprising. The UC would really hire Ecliptic. I guess what that one security guard in New Atlantis said to me was true. All the factions really do hire mercenaries. Regardless, I almost blew it with Neva. I should have known better than to lie to her. SysDef saved the mission by hiring those mercs, and I need to reflect on that. I can't afford to make any more mistakes going forward. But before heading to the Crimson Fleet's headquarters, I need to help Cora check in with her mother. I'm not expected at the key immediately, so I have some time. And I'm hoping to solve this quick. Cora means a lot to Sam, and Sam means a lot to me.
Operation complete, thrusters free.
Thrusters free, aye.
And while I wish Sam wouldn't bring Cora along for every dangerous mission, I understand that they share a close and necessary bond. So I'm glad to help. But this couldn't come at a worse time. Suppose it's time to meet Sam's ex, Lillian. Why do I have a bad feeling about this?
Spooling grab drive. Let's saddle up.
This is restart space. Please hold your current speed and heading while we scan you for contraband.
Maintaining speed and heading.
All right, we're done. Have a good time in Neon.
Oh, I'm sure I will.
The last time I was on Mars and Neon was with Sarah. I can feel her absence deep in my chest. Makes me wonder when my time will come. Every bullet or particle beam that goes past my head sends a shiver down my spine. When I took that knife between the ribs long ago, I was losing so much blood that I almost lost consciousness. My head felt suddenly very heavy, and I collapsed onto the ground, thinking, this is it, that fucker killed me. It was sheer luck that a Freestar Ranger happened to be patrolling the area, and found me there, bleeding out. Cora's mother was with the Rangers. Maybe she was out there somewhere, in need of a helping hand.